Emotional maturity versus the wounded feminine, and how this relates to competition and jealousy. These aspects of relationships often lead to misunderstandings and conflicts, so it's essential to understand their essence. Emotional maturity includes several key aspects. Self-awareness. Understanding your emotions and their causes helps avoid impulsive reactions and make conscious decisions. Emotionally mature people can manage their emotions and express them healthily, making their decisions more thoughtful and constructive. Emotion management. The ability to control your emotions and express them healthily. For example, instead of shouting, a person chooses to discuss the problem calmly. Empathy. The ability to understand and feel other people's emotions. This helps build deeper and more trusting relationships. Responsibility. Acknowledging your mistakes and working on correcting them.
Emotionally mature people can resolve conflicts constructively without resorting to manipulation or aggression. They understand that competition and jealousy are natural feelings, but know how to manage them to avoid damaging relationships.
The wounded feminine is a state where a woman feels vulnerable and insecure. This can result from past traumas, negative experiences, or unhealthy relationships. Manifestations of the wounded feminine include insecurity. Women with a wounded feminine often doubt their worth and attractiveness. They constantly seek external validation of their significance. Fears. They may fear being rejected or abandoned, leading to increased anxiety and tension. Dependency. A tendency towards dependent relationships, where a woman relies on her partner for validation. Negative emotions. Frequent feelings of jealousy, envy, and resentment, which can destroy relationships and lead to constant conflicts.
The wounded feminine often leads to competitive relationships with other women and increased jealousy in relationships with partners. A woman may constantly compare herself to others and feel threatened by anyone who seems more successful or attractive.
Competition and jealousy are normal human emotions, but they need to be controlled. In the context of emotional maturity and the wounded feminine, they manifest differently. Competition. Emotionally mature people see competition as an opportunity for personal growth and development. People with a wounded feminine perceive competition as a threat to their worth and significance. Jealousy. Emotionally mature people can manage jealousy and use it as an opportunity to strengthen relationships. People with a wounded feminine often experience unfounded jealousy, leading to conflicts and mistrust.
It's important to understand that competition and jealousy can destroy relationships if not controlled. Working on emotional maturity and healing the wounded feminine will help manage these emotions and build healthy, harmonious relationships. Examples and situations.
Let's look at a few examples. When someone is emotionally mature, they can discuss their feelings with their partner openly and honestly. For example, instead of being jealous of a colleague, they calmly explain their feelings and discuss possible solutions. Self-development. Read books, attend seminars, and communicate with people who can help you grow emotionally. Mindfulness practice. Meditation and mindfulness help better understand your emotions and manage them. Psychotherapy. Work with a therapist to understand your feelings and learn to manage them.
In contrast, the wounded feminine may manifest in suspicions and accusations without evidence. This leads to tension and conflicts that destroy trust in. These strategies will help relationships you become more emotionally mature and improve your relationships. Don't be afraid to seek help and work on yourself. It's an important step towards a better life.
Awareness. Acknowledge your feelings and try to understand where they come from. Discussion with partner. Talk openly about your feelings without blaming your partner. Self-development. Work on yourself, esteem, and confidence. Focus on yourself. Compare yourself only with yourself. Strive for personal growth. Support others. Learn to celebrate others' successes and support them. Work on confidence. Increase your self-esteem and confidence. In conclusion, Emotional maturity and understanding the wounded feminine play a key role in relationships. By working on yourself, you can avoid many problems associated with competition and jealousy.
Competition can destroy relationships if not managed. Learn to see others as partners, not competitors, and your relationships will become stronger. Jealousy is a natural feeling, but it's important to manage it. Use these tips to control jealousy and strengthen your relationships. Psychologists at the University of Delaware believe that both women and men are susceptible to blind jealousy. Two professors discovered that when people are jealous, they become so consumed with negativity that they are unable to see objects directly in front of them. Therefore, at the moment when jealousy becomes pathological, that is, it is formed not on objective facts, but on internal, deep-seated problems, a similar blindness overcomes a person's entire life and relationships. And then the most effective solution may be to contact an experienced psychologist. But first, discuss with your partner your concerns about your own or his jealousy. Clearly and unambiguously formulate your attitude towards him. And most importantly, do not forget to speak words of love to each other.
A woman's gender identity begins to form from the moment the child is born, goes through many stages of age-related development, and reaches a peak in adolescence. The girl identifies with her gender, with her mother and other women, and also establishes relationships with the opposite sex, her father and other men in the family. A woman uses this experience in the future as a support for building relationships with both women and men. And depending on how this experience was, healthy or traumatic, difficult, future relationships also become either healthy or difficult. If a woman easily and spontaneously communicates with representatives of her sex, feels among them as equals, and has close friends, then her identification was successful. And vice versa, if communication is tense, at a distance, with distrust, rivalry or other difficulties in contacts with women, and there are no friends, then we can talk about non-acceptance of one's femininity. And most likely, in this case, the girl's experience of relationships with her mother or father was traumatic and painful. Rejection and aversion to feminine things can begin when a girl's mother suppresses her daughter too much, imposes her will, her views and tastes on her, ignores her needs and devalues her individuality. In cases where the relationship with the father was of a violent nature, whether it was physical or psychological violence or sexual harassment, the girl lives and grows in constant fear, including the fear of expressing her femininity. So, a girl's sexual identification initially passes through identification with her mother. And then, at the age of 3 to 5 years, she directs her interest to her father, fondling him, trying to create a special connection with him, displacing her mother from this relationship. The role of the father during this period is to explain that the place of the main woman in the family is occupied by his wife, his daughter's mother. And when she grows up, she will also be the main woman of her man. Moreover, it is important that the explanations are just explanations, and not a rejection of the daughter as a woman. Later during this period, the girl returns to an emotionally close relationship with her mother, and thus strengthens her feminine identity with her. This makes it possible in the future to meet and build satisfying relationships with men, and in case of separation, not to be destroyed, not to lose female self-worth. So, in therapy we find out which part of femininity is damaged, where it is wounded, depressed. And once found, it becomes possible for natural female processes to restore themselves.
The technique of accepting femininity is so important for such a woman. This is the key to the harmony of the inner halves of the personality, which are made up of a strong dad and a present mom. Appeal to your own inner woman. Hello, my beloved and important soulmate. You are always with me. When you are silent and look with love and tenderness. When you are sad and want to be hugged and protected from all fears. When you cry and are capricious, I cry with you and stamp my feet in indignation. You are all mine, with imperfect actions and spontaneous thoughts. There is a place in my life for your desires and your mistakes. I give you complete freedom and absolute acceptance. The most important thing is never stop. Moving forward, change, search. These are the most feminine traits. They are lightness and frivolity, eccentricity and intuitive spontaneity. Be yourself. Be free. Be with me. This restoration occurs thanks to working with suppressed feelings that have been dormant, locked away for many years, and did not give the woman the opportunity to be alive, to be herself. During work, we pay attention to sensations. We show manifestations of suppressed feelings, and thus we get the opportunity to discover blocked emotions. In this work, we get the opportunity to unite the fragmented parts of the personality, removing the foreign, superficial and destructive, making our feminine essence exclusively possible in this life. Altogether is called the integrity of a woman when she allows herself to be different. Soft, hard, angry, kind, spontaneous, and restrained. In a word, flexible. And trust. Trust yourself, your feminine strength and weakness, in order to feel protected and relaxed. Trust the man who lives nearby, or the one who is still only in your dreams, but a relationship with whom you desire. Allow yourself to receive male support and help, respecting his masculinity and your femininity.
How do you feel when you realize that you don't fit into the stereotypes of femininity? We perceive our femininity through patterns, through false attitudes imposed by society. Take care of your girls, your daughters, your princesses and fairies, and God bless you. By following these simple tips, you can create a home filled with love, harmony, and positive energy. Remember that the main thing is your desire and efforts to create this space. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel and like this video. See you in the next video.